Hey guys, welcome back to the CLOCKWISE Crypto YouTube channel. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Let's dive right into the charts here. Technical Tuesdays, let's dive in. Looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pretty much rallying up, clearing $20,000 again, rallying up. And what we're seeing here is really just a correction per se. I would call it a bit of a correction. We talk about, the bearish momentum that we've been seeing. But a strong level of support has formed here. If we look at like the weekly time frame, a strong level has, I'm not going to delete all the lines, but a strong level has formed here. If you look at this, that's a strong level of support. That has become a strong level of support. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, the bottom's in, that was it. I just don't see that, guys. I don't see that. And we'll kind of go over why later on in this video, but just want to dive into some pure technical analysis here. Looking here, a strong level of support. It did break and clear that counter trend line we were looking at, that we saw back earlier this year, that was cleared and then retested, and now it looks like we're going up there again. Now, there are some reasons why I do not think that was the bottom, but let's dive into the technicals here. Looking at Ethereum real quick, Ethereum doing the same thing, cleared the counter trend line and going back and retesting that. So with that being said, we have seen bullish moves happen. We have seen that, but I just think it is all smoke and mirrors, and this is temporary. Like, this is going to say, oh, the bottom's in, get you in, and then the bottom's going to fall out. Historically, that's what we've seen. So I'm really just on the sidelines. XRP breaking our level of resistance here that we had at 0.385 is where we had that level of resistance, and it broke and cleared that. And what we're seeing now is we had this major level of resistance up there at 55 cents, pumped up. When everyone was saying, oh, XRP, it pumped up to 55 cents, crazy. And right now it looks like momentum it's pulling up. Like, XRP is doing its thing. There is talks of the lawsuit being over quarter one or quarter two of next year, so that's very exciting news for XRP. So you guys know how I feel about XRP. You know my history with XRP. I did not necessarily like XRP to begin with when I first got into crypto, but now I've definitely changed my tune as they have massive use cases, and they're actually bridging the gap between banks and bridging the gap between people that use the Swift system, the legacy financial systems, and pretty much giving them an alternative to be faster, cheaper, and almost limitless. So the XRP token, all fueled by the XRP token. So definitely something that is exciting project to look at here. So looking at the final one, Cardano didn't really pumped up above in August, above our level of resistance, then came right back down. It's pretty much falling off a cliff. Like, there was actually talks about, hey, why is this falling off a cliff? What is going on with ADA? So really just not really giving into market sentiment. Not a lot of huge news outside of the Vassal hard fork. As you can see, when that was announced, didn't really change anything. It's still been falling off a cliff even with that announcement, just given the market conditions. XRP, I think, has more bullish news versus a hard fork. I think news of the SEC case is a lot more bullish than Vassal hard fork short term. So they're both winners in my opinion, but we'll see what happens from a price standpoint. A valid level of support pretty much from 40 cents all the way up to about 42 cents is really just like a major level of support there for Cardano. So our buying zone was under 40 cents, and that's pretty much what we're sticking to when we look at Cardano. We look at what's going on with Cardano, and that's what we expect. We want to accumulate. For Cardano, it's under 40 cents. For XRP, it's under 30 cents, which we're way off right now as looking at this chart, way off. But under 30 cents is our target. Ethereum is under $1,000, and Bitcoin, I didn't really set an accumulation target for Bitcoin, but I would say Bitcoin, anything under 18.5 would kind of be our accumulation zone. Actually, I would say a new low, to be honest with you, because that's what I'm expecting, a new low. I would say anything under 17.5 would be my accumulation target for Bitcoin. So that would be like my zone where I'm going to go like heavy and we talk about accumulation with Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking at. And that's exactly what I'm looking at. Max Payne, BTC, supply underwater. So pretty much what they're saying is here, shout out to Willy Woo. What he's saying right here is the past cycle's bottom when approximately 60% of the coins traded below the purchase price. Will we hit this again? I don't know. The structure of the current market this time around is very different. And what he's looking like here is, what he's talking about here, I should say, is BTC supply underwater. And pretty much what's happening is we haven't seen that massive sell-off yet. And that's something to pay attention to. Like, we haven't seen that massive sell-off, and there's no reason why we shouldn't think that shouldn't come. A massive sell-off. And so we've seen it a little bit. We've seen glints, but a massive sell-off across everything we've paid attention to is really one way to look at it. And you see that gap with the supply jumps. Every halving point, you see a big sell-off, boom, before making its way up. We haven't seen anything go near these EMAs. Now, I'm not for EMAs per se, but this, I would say EMAs in regards to, pretty much price targets. This is actually breaking it down very simply as historically what typically happens. And I think seeing that gap and seeing how there's room for a leg, if you look back in about 20, I think it was about 2020, into 2019, 2020, this big sell-off right here. We can see that in that border for 2020. That's kind of what I'm waiting for, a massive sell-off. So I like what they're showing here. I think looking at this and understanding this holds true. If you look at these red zones, what happens after these red zones? A massive sell-off. Same thing if you go back after every halving. So before every halving, I should say. But I think this is something to pay attention to. I do not think we're out of the water yet, and I'll hold true to that. Like I said, the only thing that would convince me that we're out of the water yet is a break above 25 grand at this point. So that's what I'm waiting for, and hopefully I was able to articulate that pretty simply for you guys. If it's not breaking above 25 grand, I'm bearish until further notice at this point. So I do think we clear under 17.6 despite upward momentum, despite the FOMO coming in. I think going below 17,000 is imminent, and it's gonna happen. So that's our technical analysis for today, Technical Tuesdays. You guys know how I feel about pretty much all these cryptos already, but really nothing's changed. Counter trend lines are still intact, still being respected, to be honest with you. Level of support and resistance levels are there. XRP broke through 38 cents like it was nothing, and then went up and wicked 55 cents, which is a major level of resistance for us there. ADA falling off a cliff. I do think you'll be able to accumulate Cardano under 40 cents. I definitely think that could happen, especially short term, and especially if Bitcoin clears under 17,000. So hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward, guys, in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.